All right. Hello, everyone. We're here with Chloe Gill. This is Grace from Amplify. Thanks for joining us, Chloe.
Hey, how you going?
Good. We're here to chat all things your debut album, which was released only 5 days ago on March 12th.
Yeah,
How are you
like
feeling
just
about it?
this week. I'm feeling
Yeah.
really good. It's been a lot of work, and the fact that it's finally real, it feels a bit
Yeah.
surreal, but it's also just like, oh, finally I can talk about it and I can share it with people and like celebrate all of that work. So yeah, very stoked.
Yeah. It must be a bit of a relief to kind of finally have it out in the world.
Yeah, like it is a relief. It's been something that I have loved, like the process of creating. It's been really special and really personal, and then like I said, to be
Mm.
able to now publicize that and like talk to people and go, this is what I've been doing all this time, and like this is what
Yeah.
has been the vision, and now you get to see that and make that your own. And yeah, it's been good to finally talk about it and have it happening. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I guess let's take it right back to the start on kind of how you started music and got into it all. Did you always want to be an artist and always got into writing songs? Where did that all begin for you?
Yeah, well, I've been lucky enough to have grown up in quite a musical family. My parents are both musicians and music teachers.
Awesome.
And so from a very young age, music was like in the house and was encouraged to do. My sister and I grew up playing like trumpet in the school band, and I did choir, and we traveled a lot around the world as a
Mm.
family, as a part of a band playing. And I played
Oh,
trumpet
awesome.
in lots of different places and like got some really amazing opportunities through music from a young age that I'm like very grateful for because they have shaped so much of my travel experience, but also my musical experience and how like how much of a connection music can be in the world when you don't even speak the same language as people sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's always been a part of my life, but I guess when I was sort of in high school and some a little bit in primary school, I like would write my own songs and I did think that they were very good, but I was like, I'm a songwriter and I write my own songs. And later
Yeah.
in high school, I sort of started to take it more seriously as I think I want to do this artist thing. I think I want to pursue this as a full-time career. I think I can do that. And
Mm.
I just sort of started doing it and like I haven't really stopped doing it since. So yeah, like it's kind of been a bit of a figure it out as you go, trust the process, take it as it comes sort of experience. But yeah, I'm very grateful for where I am and the things that I've achieved along the way and made happen for myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And because you say you traveled with your family growing up, kind of playing music, did you have
Yeah.
a standout place or country or city that kind of you felt really inspired you and made you want to keep pursuing music?
I mean, I'm very lucky to have traveled to a lot of different places. Like every time we went to America, I feel like that was so much fun because we got to play in places like Disneyland or Universal
Oh,
Studios and
awesome.
like walk backstage and sort of be like, oh my God, we're at Disneyland and we're doing this. And um, I did like the Rose Parade in 2018, which is like if you've seen the Bee movie, it's that like big
Yeah.
but it's actually an amazing parade and like it's a really amazing opportunity and like I feel like it's not this specific moment. I mean, I've had those feelings in those moments where I'm like, oh my God, I'm here and I'm doing this, but
Mm.
it's more the fact that I have been able to do that with my family and make memories along the way and like doing that with music and being extremely grateful for getting there and making it happen, like in a way, if that makes sense.
Mm.
And I just think that there's been so many that are just unbelievably lucky to have experienced that I can't really pick one single
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
No, even just those ones you mentioned sound like awesome experiences to have when you're
yeah,
so young. So
yeah.
cool. And your music now, how would you kind of describe what your sound has evolved into?
I have always tried to remain really authentic to myself. Like I said, I'm just kind of figuring it out. I'm doing this for me first. Like I find writing so fun. I find I'm like constantly inspired by artists and styles of writing and genres, and I kind of feel like I've created my own little sound. I mean, there's definitely elements of like country pop, there's definitely elements of like folk rock, there's definitely elements
Mm.
of like singer songwriter. Someone sort of said to me the other day, like, it's kind of pop. folk music, but like with this country songwriting. And that was kind of cool because I love country music, but sometimes I feel like I get boxed into that category. Like it's tricky. But I guess I love the storytelling in lyrics, and I love to like create this imagery with my lyrics and share that and take people on this journey. So I'm trying to achieve that through also just like big sound, or like, you know, trying to complement what the lyrics are saying with the instrumentation and the music. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of just like jumbled into this, like, there it is, you know,
Just
like,
a mix, yeah.
yeah.
Which I think is the cool thing with artists now. Like, there's not one specific genre that so many like that you fit into. It's just kind of a
Yeah,
mix of
and
different sounds and yeah.
yeah, and so many subgenres and like things that cross over, and even taking country, like some of my stuff is quite country, but I'm not, you know, creating the classic country music. But then, yeah, like there's so many genres and then subgenres off that genre, so it's like
Yeah.
so hard to ever say I'm exactly this because I'm so many things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And as we mentioned at the start, you've just released your debut album. So how was that process? When did you begin writing it and how did it kind of evolve into what we hear it is now?
Yeah, I didn't really plan for an album. Like I've had a lot of music written. Still have so many songs that I've written. I'm trying to regularly write. I've been like writing a lot over the past 7 years. And there's been a lot of songs that are just kind of like sat there or haven't come out yet, or I'm like, oh, I really want to put this out, but I feel like it shouldn't come out on its own. And so I was sort
Mm.
of like piecing bits together from stuff that already existed, but also um, just kind of still in the process of writing and creating. And then I had like a hiccup in my own personal journey where I was like feeling really overwhelmed, and I ended up going and seeing a new psychologist, and she was like, I think you have ADHD. And I was like, what do you mean? I have
Mm.
lived 20 years on this planet and no one's ever said that to me. Like, what do you mean? And she started explaining, you know, all of these things that were exactly about me. And I'm sitting there
Mm.
like, what the fuck is going on? How come, like, this is the first time I'm feeling understood, and like I'm figuring myself out from a complete stranger. And it was kind of like baffling. It kind of was also like maybe a bit offensive. I don't know. Like it was all of these
Mm.
mixed emotions, and I ended up getting a diagnosis of ADHD a couple weeks later, and I think it was like really toiling on me of feeling so like relieved that I finally am like, okay, well I'm 20. I'm still really young. I have all this time to live life and figure out who I am. And
Mm.
also the fact that I was like, how come no one ever told me? And I think I was just like really swirling around these emotions, and I started writing a lot. And I kind of created a few songs that are on the album, especially track number 2, which is called Something in the Winter. And that's about like this whole process. And it sort of just started off that. And then I was like, oh, and I have this song, and that actually could work really well with that. And then I have this, and then I was writing new stuff along the way. And I remember talking to my producer, Gareth Hudson, who has pretty much worked on the whole record with me. And he's like, well, why don't we just do an album then? Like, you've got so much stuff sitting there. And I was like, well, can I do that? Like, I don't know if I can do that. He's like, why? Like, why can't you? So we
Yeah.
just like dived into recording stuff. It started off as a few singles and they started to be released, and then we just kept on going, and then eventually it was the album. And there was a couple songs that didn't make the cut, and a couple things that were rewritten for the
Mm.
album, a couple things that were like chopped and changed that already existed and still made it on the album. But yeah, like it was sort of a 2 year process of not really thinking about it, like subconsciously making it happen, and then actually like, oh no, we're gonna do this, and it's happening. Yeah, which was,
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for that, because that feels quite organic to me in the way that it happened, and it was planned but unplanned. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And writing about, some of those personal things that have gone on in your like early adulthood life,
Hmm.
what's that feel like kind of putting those tracks out that are personal to you? Is
I
there,
mean,
yeah.
it's very vulnerable. Like
Mm.
I don't know why I'm so chill about sharing stuff like that. Like, but I am. I
Yeah.
just feel like it's like we're alive. We're all alive at the same time. We're all trying to figure it out. No one has the answer, and I'm sort of like somewhere out there, someone is going to be feeling so similarly to me, or the exact same to me, or dealing with like or had dealt with a very same or similar experience, and I just sort of have that feeling around what I'm doing, like why not? Why shouldn't I just talk about what I'm going through, good and bad, not all bad stuff, but like
Mm.
and celebrate that and share that with people so that I can not only have an outlet for myself, but also hope that there's people who find like a relation to that. And even alone in the past like week or so, or, off the back of releasing some of these singles, like I've had people message me and go, thank you so much for writing this song. Like this is exactly what I needed right now. And for like a small emerging artist, that's a really big deal, and that really means something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well I'm doing something right, and like I'm not really trying to make sure it ticks a box for somebody else, but like in my own process of just going, here's how I'm feeling, and then putting that out into the world, somebody else is taking that and running with it, which is, like,
Yeah.
that's really special, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. It must be such a nice feeling to kind of have that feedback from other people.
Yeah. Yeah, in some
And
ways it is like a bit validating, but it's also kind of just
yeah.
like, oh, I'm on the right track, and like I am making my mark in a little or a big way, like in some way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you're coming on tour around Australia from April. How are you kind of feeling about that? What are you excited about?
I'm excited. I have like this is probably the biggest tour that I've done because I haven't
Mm.
really toured much. I've done a few shows along the way. I've like, put on a couple tours myself before, but this is an 8, maybe 9 show tour, 8 shows. And we're going like Sydney, Newcastle. I'm going to South Australia, which I've never played in before, which I'm
Awesome.
really excited to sort of branch into that music community there and share my songs. I know that there's some incredible people who are like hustling from South Oz, and there's a really good scene there. I'm also going back to Melbourne, but like doing some extended Victoria shows where I'm going sort of outside of Melbourne. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to like traveling and getting to hit the road with my friends and my bandmates,
Yeah.
my like on my own as well. And having that time to bond and make memories, but then also to get there and then have, people to share it with and new contacts to make and new friends to make and new memories to make
Mm.
through that. So yeah, it's what is going to be really fun, and I'm really excited for that. And it's nice to have things like that to look forward to through
Mm.
what can also be a really busy and stressful process of like, oh, well, we've got to do this and this. It's like, yeah, but we've also got this and that's happening, and we're making this
Yeah.
work. Like, I think it's a nice balance. Yeah.
Yeah. And are there any kind of standout tracks on your album that you're most looking forward to performing live?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to playing Weight of It All, which is the final track, which is a duet with Jesse O'Neill. He's amazing.
Yeah.
And singing together and playing together. He's like been playing in my band for a little while now, but we hadn't really collaborated in that way before. I mean, I wrote the song, but I was like, oh my gosh, I just really feel like this would suit you. And he's like, oh, okay. I'll do it. I like it. I like the song. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to playing that live because I think that will just be so much fun for both of us. I'm also really looking forward to Pushing Punishment, track number 4,
Yeah.
which is just like a bit of a like, hell yeah, let's just own it and like be proud of who we are sort of feeling in the room. Like I
Yeah.
think that that's a nice moment in the show to celebrate myself, but also give the audience to kind of go, oh, well, I'm doing all right too. Like I don't know, I think there's so many moments in this record that are like there's lows and there's highs, and
Mm.
it's really like a bit of an emotional journey that people can go on, and people can make their own versions of that, which that's part of the goal, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And speaking of doing duets, which you will be doing on tour,
Yeah,
who, if you could choose any artist in the world to do a duet with, a live performance, who would it be?
that's a really hard answer. Like, it's so hard to answer that question because there's so many artists that I
Yeah.
really look up to. I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say Joni Mitchell, obviously, because
Yeah.
she's just like a god, and probably someone like John Mayer because his songwriting
Yeah.
is nuts. And I mean, I don't know if he's like the nicest guy. I don't know, can't tell, but like, I think he's a really good musician. So
Songwriter.
yeah, yeah, it's all
Yeah.
about the songwriting. But yeah, probably Joni
Yeah.
and John. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that they've kind of inspired the way that you write songs?
Yeah, I mean, Joni will always be an inspiration for me, especially when I was younger and starting out in sort of like the singer-songwriter world. It was very much just
Yeah.
piano and guitar, piano and vocal, guitar and vocal, and like very simple writing. And yeah, I love her phrasing. I love the way that she paints pictures with her lyrics. She's such a visual lyricist, and that's really inspiring. But yeah, John Mayer was like quite a reference through a lot of this album. A lot of his songs were like used as reference tracks for the instrumentation, but also yeah, turning to him for sort of. I think he's really good at putting things into perspective in songs sometimes of like how things in life feel and the weight of that, and then sort of making it feel so nice and simple. Like I think that's inspiring, and yeah, him as well as many other artists. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And across different genres, there's so many who kind of hit that mark as well.
Yeah, totally.
And as an artist yourself, do you have any kind of long-term goals or where you see yourself kind of moving to next? More albums, more shows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in this for the long haul. I don't see myself doing anything else. I
Yeah.
haven't been doing anything else for like the past several years, and that's felt really cool that I've been able to solely rely on like being an independent artist and make that my full-time career. And I want to keep doing that. I definitely want to play more shows and travel more outside of my hometown and outside of Australia. I'd love to go overseas and branch into like new audiences over there in places like the UK, Canada, America, like Nashville, LA. Um,
Yeah.
I'd love to do that, and that's definitely in like the long goal of in my brain and in my heart. And yeah, I definitely also love like trusting the process of the timing, and when my time is meant to be in those places, I'm like those opportunities will open and I'll make those things happen. And also
Yeah.
like for the sake of collaboration over there, like recording, writing, being in the studio in those places is a goal too, and collaborating, top lining, writing for other people. Like, yeah, I definitely just want to keep doing this and pouring myself at it and taking it things as they come and like making things happen for myself and keep using it as
Yeah.
an outlet. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. And as, still very young yourself, what would you what piece of advice would you give someone someone starting out songwriting for the first time ever or picking up a guitar?
Yeah. I mean, I think like struggled a lot when I was quite young with like, and I still kind of do, but that sort of all in mentality, like I have to do it all now, like I have to figure it out, and I want this, and like you just want to be doing it. And I think that
Yeah.
that's like quite a good motivation and exciting, but it also can be like quite exhausting, and you can burn out, or like it can be quite destructive at times. I definitely just think people should go for it and like start writing the song, just see what happens, book a show and like try and like take that first step. Yes, it's scary, but you're not going to know until you do it. But then also trusting that like things will happen for a reason. It's good to say no sometimes because like your health matters, you can't just like, stretch yourself over a million different things at once.
Yeah.
That's really good to know. And yeah, like I think that's probably what I would give as advice. Like, yeah, and also probably to reach out to people who inspire you, and that's something that I'm still being like reminded of and encouraged to do. Is like everyone started out once, and everyone knows what that process is like, and even people who you think are like, an idol on Instagram or whatever, or an artist that you love, whether they're like global or, big in your country, just like DM them. You don't know what's going to happen. Like, I think you've just got to
Yeah.
sort of shoot your shot and hope for the best. And the worst that they can say is no, or the worst that they
Exactly.
can do is not reply. But like, yeah, you just sort of, it's that like be all in, but be all in with like the process of like really taking care of yourself during that, because it can be quite exhausting, and art making is a lot of yourself being sort of put on display and being shared. So yeah, it's like
Yeah.
trust that dance and go with whatever that looks like, but definitely just go for it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. I think that's awesome advice.
my long-winded
So,
response.
yeah, no, that's perfect. Perfect. So we'll finish off with just some kind of quick fire,
Yeah,
hard questions to think of on the spot. But if you
yeah.
can, just some of your current or all-time favorites. So we'll start with your favorite album.
My favorite album at the moment and for a while is Go Father Enlighten Us by Gang of Youths.
Awesome. And artist?
At the moment I'm gonna say like John Mayer or Steely Dan. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Favorite movie?
Back to the Future #2.
Oh, number 2. Very
Yeah,
specific
yeah,
with the
very
number 2. Yeah.
specific.
Yeah. Yeah. Favorite place to visit?
Banff, Canada.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't been there, but it looks gorgeous in
It's
photos. Looks
amazing. It's like a
amazing.
fairy tale. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks awesome. And favorite venue to play or one you're looking forward to playing the most?
Oh, I feel like it might be a little bit biased, but I really do
Yeah.
love the Stag and Hunter, and that is one of the places that we're playing at the tour. It's a local venue run by a beautiful family who are just
Mm.
so in it for the right reasons, and I love what they're creating. So, like, shout out to the Stag, but yeah, the Stag is such a
Yeah.
good venue, so looking forward to playing there. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's so exciting. And favorite person just in history?
Oh. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Like this, I don't know because I feel like there'll be like a bad response to my answer. But I was gonna say like Michael Jackson, but I know
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's quite controversial. But I just think he's like such a legend, or was such a legend.
Amazing artist.
I
Yeah.
was obsessed with him when I was a kid. Like loved his music and still love his music. So I'm gonna say MJ. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a great answer. Yep. All good. Well, thanks so much, Chloe.
Thanks, you
Thanks for
guys.
joining us.